Welcome to a biochar burn in February. This is the Thailand trough, also called Indonesian trough, and this is the waste on the property and other properties that doesn't look so good. It looks like waste, however, it can be transmuted, burned, and made into charcoal. Now, charcoal is not ash, and this kiln was built so that we can create a high heat, and the shape of this trough creates an airstream. How do I describe it? It brings
of the steel, keeps the oxygen from being able to enter. At least that's the idea.
So as we're adding more material to the top, the fire is heating up and burning off all the volatiles, so that it keeps the fire flame keeps burning up to the top. So at the bottom of the trough, it's not fully burned material, it's made into charcoal. Charcoal's very porous. It's been exploded because all the volatiles were sucked out. Either way, it feels good to clean up all of the amassed waste, and we are making charcoal out of it for the garden. Now, because it's very porous, we'll want to inoculate it in our compost, uric acid from urine. We'll probably add in some other additives that are fertile, like rock dust. I like rock dust. Chicken manure from the chickens. And we're going to be tilling it in the spring. So we're prepping. It's a year-long process of adding fertility to the garden soil. But utilizing this kind of waste is an economic opportunity. You remove something, and that value of the work, hopefully you're paid for in some way, but the material itself can be burned and made into charcoal. This trough is one of hundreds of ways to make it. Skill Cult makes it right on the ground, or dig a trench in the ground to contain it. David the Good has some great videos on it. It's just a win-win. You clean up, that's a win, and then you make charcoal out of it instead of just burning it into ash. So we had a lot of material here, and we also had the added advantage. It's still not done, but we're probably going to fill up this whole trough with charcoal before we get through all of this material we've been setting here. Now, not a lot of it's completely cured or dry, so that's why we have some smoke. If it were completely cured and dried, we would not have smoke. No one is complaining today. It's a beautiful dry day, and we were able to utilize. Brian figured out that backing the Kubota in and using the backhoe to pull out the material and then just shove it towards the trough was a little labor saving. So that is an update on an opportunity this time of year. We have beautiful weather, great day for burning biochar, or making biochar. Here's some of the tools that we've used. Pitchfork, propane torch to get the fire going. What do we got here? Brian has a long pitchfork head on this pole, small chainsaw, gloves, power. He's also picked a location for this charcoal burn in a swampy part of this property. So we have a power cord to this pond area, and he's pumping water into the hose because at some point we will be extinguishing this fully because it'll just keep burning and then burn down to ash. So it'll get filled up. The benefit of this trough is that there's a drain. So it also takes a fitting so the hose can fill in the water from the bottom up and then also drain, catching the char liquid, which is a plus for this piece of equipment. I suggest that every county has these so that they can be rented out to the public, so neighborhoods could get together. If you're on some land, there's going to be waste. Trees fall over, branches need to get pruned. Stuff is always accumulating, but why not get together with neighborhoods, people that do the same thing, and then time it so that you rent one of these. The San Juan Conservation District, they rent them out just like the chicken equipment for processing chickens. So get one, and then it could circulate in neighborhoods. The right time of year, you all get together. You synchronize so that a trailer load of brush arrives, and it's the new Facebook, the Biochar burn. It's the marketplace of ideas so that people actually get together, have a nice time with a warm fire, talk politics and religion. Let the kids throw sticks in. It's fun. Anything else, Brian? Did I leave something out?
Roast some bratwurst.
Roast some bratwurst. And then everybody gets to leave with some charcoal after it's extinguished. And then you can experiment at home with some perennials, some trees, some, plant starts. Mix the char in. Have a controlled experiment with char, without. See how it goes. We've found that plants really like the char. Why? Well, what we inoculate it with, it'll hold that fertilization for longer. It holds moisture. It's porous. So the moisture is held. There's better drainage for the root system. And then it also holds space for microbes. And microbes work in synchronicity with all of the minerals in the soil. That there's an exchange that happens. And when the photosynthesis happens with each individual plant, it's transferred down to the roots. There's an exchange with the microbes. And it's magical. Discover the joy of gardening, growing your own vegetables, even if it's just some pot herbs. It's all a benefit and an enrichment to your diet. Call up your local conservation district. Ask them to put it on a request to get some sort of trough. Ziegler's Welding in Olympia made this one. And they should be available. Or make one yourself. Find someone with some welding skills and take on a new trade. And I guess I'm going to call it a wrap. Thank you for participating. I hope you learned something. Goodbye.